Okay, so DGP, I'm sorry. So looking at your narrative, when you guys were working from home on Tuesday and Wednesday, you were given the analysis 9/11 analysis, right? To do the narrative introduction and try to figure that out. Now, the way that looked was that you wanted to work through this introduction with these activities, correct? You were doing, I'm sorry, not this one. This one. The analysis is not, but the introduction. I want to cover what the introduction looks like. This part is supposed to be ready for today. Okay. So the plot charting diagram that I gave you, and you've seen before, remember just from our previous work on this, you should have been working through this plot charting graphic organizer to fill in from these other documents. The big one I told you for the exposition was the infographic. This kind of gives you the setting, everything that's going on. We talked about, if you don't recall, you can watch the video from class, but we cover information about that your rising action comes from this, your conflicts come from this. The conflicts obviously being, the actual towers being struck themselves, okay? The fact that they had to escape once they were struck, and that we said the climax would be that the towers actually fell, right? That would be the climax of the story. The towers fell and created issues, right? What's up? That's fine. Make sure you have your mask on. Okay. So this helps you. Hey, let's focus. This helps you do the plot charting diagram. These two above here with the aftermath and the 1 year timeline give you the falling action and then also the resolution. Okay, does that make sense? Have you guys started working on this number 8 one yet? Okay, so that's part of the reason I'm, one, a little worried, but two, just that you haven't worked on it yet because it was assigned on Tuesday, right? So looking at the next part of the assignment is that you have individual narratives broken down for you, right? So now with number 9, you have an individual narrative that you need to read. There are 3 separate ones here, but you only have to pick one. You get to pick which one you want to read. If you want to read all through and decide which one you're going to use, that's fine. But there are 3 different narratives of people that experienced 9/11. You're going to take this personal part of the story, right? The personal part of the story that you chose to look at, and you're going to insert it into your graphic organizer, okay, from number 8. So number 9 makes number 8 more specific and more personal. Does that make sense? So for number 8 and number 9, you're using both the same graphic organizer with the plot charting diagram. Does that make sense? Now, once you're finished, I want you to give me what you think your definition of terrorism is. I told the A group this as well, that bombing or crashing 2 planes into the World Trade Center and crashing them into the Pentagon on 9/11, the terrorists were successful because of the definition of what terrorism is, right? What does it mean to terrorize? Yeah, scare. Terrorize means to scare people, right? So if you're trying to create avenues of terrorism, you're just trying to scare a mass number of people, okay? Yes, that would be a definition of terrorism, yes. But, that would be a definition of terrorizing her, but that would not be terrorism. Terrorism is more than just scaring one person. Terrorists are people that are using terrorism as a tool Terrorism is what they're doing. It's the act. And that's what I want you to define. That's what I want you to define on number 9. No, it would not be. That's why it has to be in a larger scale. Well, potentially. It matters on their motive for doing it. Like if they were intentionally just trying to strike fear, then yes. Both. Yes. Well, they were doing both. That the whole act was to make sure to kill people, but also to bomb very key sites within our culture and make an impact. And that's what creates that fear. Does that make sense? So again, I'll wait. So the whole idea is for you to help figure out on your own what terrorism looks like. And we will cover more in depth tomorrow. I'm trying to see what else we have for tomorrow. And then we also have dialogue practice. You'll be able to work on number 9 tomorrow. And there will be dialogue practice for you as well. Okay. Questions over what you need to do with 8 or 9?